Iceland, the country known as the land of fire and ice, and in our experience, mainly ice. In this third and final video, we'll be sharing with you our trip to Iceland in December and give you our opinion on whether or not you should visit in the dead of winter, because not everything during snow season quite goes to plan. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to our channel, my name is Kyle.
And I'm Hayley.
And today in our third and final episode, we are back out exploring Iceland. Still bitterly cold here in Iceland, but this is our last day, so we're going to make the absolute most of it. The sun is just setting behind us despite only being about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so everything looks fantastic. The sunlight's just sort of hitting the tops of the mountains. This, even though it's the only place that we can visit, I think is going to be pretty special. And today we were supposed to be showing you the south coast. We booked a tour to see the entire south coast. We're going to do a couple waterfalls, and we were going to see one of the famous black sand beaches here on Iceland as well. However, it's Christmas Day. Because it's in the middle of winter, the road is closed. In Iceland there's only one main ring road that goes around the whole island, and if it gets shut off, you can't get through. And I think the lady said
the snowplow had broken down. Yeah,
the snowplow's broken down, so it can't fix the road and get the snow out of the way. But we have stopped on one of the waterfalls that we're going to be seeing here on this tour.
Thanks
and
to you.
This is, what's it? Oh yeah, I asked the bus lady nicely, please can we see at least this waterfall? And she said yes, so we've got off. And we can still show you guys something new. We actually completely rescheduled the south coast tour due to horrendous weather yesterday, which we definitely missed and didn't have to sit or film in, but it looks like we're now seeing all the remains of that weather, which at the moment is knee-deep snow. Check this out. After walking for what seemed like forever through various depths of freshly fallen snow, we finally arrived at the waterfall we travelled so far to see.
Welcome to Seljalandsfoss.
So Seljalandsfoss behind me is over 197 feet high, and the water, I believe, comes off a glacier, possibly even a volcano. Now in the summertime, if it's not winter, you can walk round behind this waterfall which I don't know if you've seen the size of the icicles today. I'm not letting you do that.
The icicles hanging from the tops, they're huge!
They're absolutely massive. We've never seen icicles this big ever.
No.
Anywhere. Apparently they get icicles on Kinder Scout back in the Peak District.
But are they as big as
They
these?
can't hold a candle to these. These are meters and meters and meters long. You wouldn't want to stand underneath them.
So this one's gonna brave the steps, which you can see just over there. So
it's a bit wet.
I'm gonna try and film from this side.
It's glacially cold, but we've come all the way to Iceland. This is the best speed roll I'm ever gonna get. This thing looks like the queue to Everest. And just as slippy. As I was attempting to traverse this slippy and somewhat dangerous slope up to the viewing platform, little did I know Hayley was actually waving me back down from the bottom as our tour group was actually already leaving. What we saying, missus?
I think it was really cool, an incredible.
Cool is the correct word.
Yeah. Cool and frozen.
Frozen waterfall. I will say, just with everything that we've faced on this trip, with the weather in December, all the roadblocks, the cancelling of plans, the changing of plans, it's really solidified for me sort of a big appreciation for Iceland and the people that live here and the way that they live their life, because it's not easy.
They drive the roads, like, puts us lot to shame. Honestly, they're so incredible at what they do.
They just
get on
smash
with it.
Don't they? Yeah, they do just get on with it. And on our coach trip this morning, massive bus, huge bus. Our driver Matty, he just smashed it around roundabouts and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He just didn't.
Big piles of snow. Didn't
care at all. But I guess that's what he deals with every day. So now just making our way back to the coach, which is why we're walking and talking, because I think we're a little bit behind the tour guide. I was trying to film too much. Would we recommend people come to Iceland in the winter?
I still think yes, definitely.
Ah! Cheers, mate. That's the first time that's happened to us. Okay, so that is the end of that first part of the adventure, and coming up next we're going to show you the Northern Lights, but we just wanted to sort of like take a moment to sort of really let you know just how hard it was to even get to Seljalandsfoss, because it wasn't all that easy, was it?
No, there was kind of hurdle after hurdle along the way, multiple stops that kind of eventually stopped us in our tracks.
Yeah, the weather was not on our side. Obviously, if you visit Iceland in December, it's something that you will expect. So we wanted to sort of let you guys know this was our raw and real experience. Because going in the middle of December, you're going to encounter probably a lot of snow. So our bus picked us up bright and early in the morning. Well, it wasn't bright, was it? It was dark. Dark and early in the morning. About 8:30, I think.
Yeah, and we carried on our way to... I guess our first stop.
We tried to. We barely left the city, guys. We barely got out of Reykjavik, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we hit the first roadblock.
But eventually that cleared up and we carried on our merry little way down the road.
We went up a mountain pass actually.
Yep.
The weather at this point got horrendous. It was sideways snow, we could barely see anything. The weather got really bad up on the top. But we eventually came back down again, didn't we?
Yeah.
The sun eventually came up. We got treated to a really beautiful sunrise actually, and just the whole snow and everything just looked orange, didn't it? With the light coming out.
It was
really
a very
nice.
pearlescent colour.
Nice.
Anyway, we got to we got halfway towards our first stop, and there was a roadblock.
Yep, another roadblock. This time there was no highway patrol car next to the roadblock, so there was a lot of confused tourists at this point. Normally they're being guided by somebody. That guy was not there at all. This is something you might encounter if you go in December. And basically the road was completely shut. Now luckily for us, the bus had just pulled in right next to Seljalandsfoss. So I asked the lady, can we go and see this waterfall, just at least this waterfall? And she let us off. So luckily, we at least got to show you those clips.
So up next, as promised, we are going to try and take you guys along with us to see the Northern Lights.
Okay, it is night time in Reykjavik. It's about 9 o'clock at night. It's got very dark.
Very quickly.
Very quickly, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon it gets dark here. We are going to hop onto a bus to try and find the Northern Lights. It's going to take us out into the countryside, hopefully.
It's all kicking off.
It's all kicking off back there. It's going to take us out to the countryside, away from all the lights in the city. So hopefully we're in for a bit of a good chance to see them. Hopefully.
It's the time of year, so fingers crossed we'll see
December.
them tonight.
It's the middle of December, so hopefully we're going to see them. Hopefully we pick it up on camera and we can show you guys. Let's go see the Northern Lights. Okay, so at this point we're just getting on to our tour bus. This picks you up from your hotel, and it's going to take us out of the city to a dark skies location, which actually in our case was a golf course. It's only about 20 minutes or so outside of the city.
Hopeful for this evening. And if you're going to take pictures with your phone, I really recommend using night mode.
Now once we got off the bus on the other end, I sort of immediately put the camera up into the sky to see if I could see anything. We couldn't see anything at this point. Our camera isn't actually that good in low light, and it was a pretty dark area. There wasn't a great deal to look at, so we didn't really film all that too much at this point. Okay, you can kind of see us.
Yeah.
We've got off the bus. We've travelled about 20 minutes outside of Reykjavik.
Yep.
It's not taking too long. As soon as we got off the bus, we haven't seen anything yet. The sky is completely clear, though. It's crystal clear.
It's like -7.
Yeah,
according to the thermometer. So.
The thermometer on the bus said -7, so we are fully wrapped up, fully thermaled up. We've got about an hour and a half here to try and spot the Aurora. So I guess what we're going to do.
We'll try and capture it.
So we probably spent about half an hour or so out in the cold before we decided to head inside to a cafe, which is on site. They do provide some refreshments. We actually picked up a couple somewhat expensive hot chocolates just to warm up and relax a little bit before we were going to head back outside again to see if we can try our luck.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Right, so we came out of the cafe with our cosy hot chocolates and we tried to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah, we'd already been there for about an hour and a half at this point. We had a perfectly crystal clear evening, but we couldn't really see anything. But we could sort of slowly start to squint with our eyes and you could kind of see a bit of a green haze. I'll put a couple of pictures up now. This, by the way, these pictures we were initially really happy with. This is the most we've ever seen of the Northern Lights. We thought we'd never see anything like this. But as you can see, we slowly started to see a little bit of a green haze. And we kind of left feeling happy with that. We thought that was it.
And the bus driver kind of closed the night and said, it's time to go, we'll bring you back tomorrow, because technically it was a no-show. And then literally 20 seconds later, as we were all on the bus, we started to set off, and there were just screams on the back of the bus like, stop, stop! And you could just see the northern lights just glowing up in front of us.
Basically everyone in the back of the bus was just screaming like, the lights!
Yeah.
The bus driver slammed his brakes on, the doors opened out, we all bundled out. I was fumbling with the camera, I pointed it up at the sky, and that's when we saw the northern lights. Hang on. We need to come clean here. That is not our footage of the northern lights. That's stock footage of the northern lights. You have to take our word for it that that's exactly what it looked like. Here's the actual footage that we captured. What did happen? So as you can see, yeah, we weren't ready for this at all. We were taking coats off, we were chilling out on the bus, we were ready for bed. The camera was packed away, the settings, anything I'd set up was lost. So when we got out, the camera, in the video mode at least, just did not capture the lights as we wanted to do. So we took the tour guide's advice and I quickly whipped the my phone out, took a long exposure, and this is our genuine picture of the northern lights. And I'm actually quite happy with this picture. You can see sort of like the red lights out along the bottom of the ground there. That's actually the bus lights. And then the whole sky is completely green, lit up with the northern lights. Yeah. Now this was actually somewhat, it was
very overwhelming.
Yeah, it was a bit emotional actually, seeing these with our own two eyes for the first time. We definitely recommend doing this experience. Just be ready. Don't do an us and just chill out and right, I'm done. Get your camera ready at all times, because when they do appear, they only appear for a couple minutes and then they're gone again.
You can't just turn them on like that.
There's no guy with a switch.
I guess that's what makes them very special.
Okay guys, that is the end of today's video and the end of our little 3-part series on Iceland. We really hope that you enjoyed it, and hopefully you've learned something as well from our experience. Sorry this video is a little bit all over the place, it's a little bit talky. If our trip hadn't got cut off at that roadblock, we definitely would have got to show you an awful lot more of Iceland, but that's why we're definitely going back, maybe in summer.
But then again, this was our true experience of Iceland, and we wouldn't have known this would have happened, so...
No, but now you guys do know that. If you're going to go in Christmas or December, be ready for that snow. It's coming for you.
But if you haven't already seen, we've already put out 2 videos of Iceland, 2 very successful days. We did a full tour of the Golden Circle that included waterfalls, incredible geysers, tectonic plates, so you want to go back and watch that if you haven't seen it. Yep. And we've done a city tour of Reykjavik, including 3 things to see and whale watching. Yeah. Whale watching as well. So make sure you go and head back to those videos and give them a check. Because
nothing went wrong in those videos.
So if you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up.
And if you like the look of our faces, you know, I'm going to say, please do consider hitting that subscribe button down there. It's completely free to do and it really helps us out on the channel, and that way it should guarantee that you see us in the next one. So until then,
we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Peace.
Don't work. No.
Can you tap that bit?
I thought it was that.
We've not quite worked out how to do the crossings yet, have we?
Got green though.
Oh, it's green man, it's green man.